Last time out, we took on Vasas and we beat them by 1-0 to secure our first OTP Bank Liga title as the manager of Budapest Honvéd. And as a result of that victory, we have qualified for the Champions League for the very first time. We've been given our budgets, but we've had one more game to play since we last met, so let's go with that very, very quickly. And that game was against Haradas. We beat them 3-1. And we scored the opening goal with an own goal first and foremost. Bola denying Joseph a goal because he scored a goal himself. Coxey scores the second goal from the penalty spot to make it 2-0. And they did get a goal back to potentially give us some problems. But unfortunately for them, despite scoring this close range effort, they weren't going to get anything from the game. Because we got a third late on. And we even gave some youngsters an opportunity to shine today. It's a very good time where we could do that, and Budapest with the finishing touch to the season. And Ant Budapest making sure that he is perhaps our best signing in a very long time. Ironically enough, Ferencváros didn't even win the last two games, so despite the fact that we were really good and had our better days, we did survive and finish 8 points clear of second place. But because Ferencváros won the cup, they get the Europa League football next year, and they finish their season with a 6-0 victory against Vasas. So, good luck to them. The Brentson managed to get 4th place with their goalkeeper, who is an absolute star. And I can't find him for some reason. Here he is. He's their star. He also suffered a groin strain, so there you go. He's got a release clause of £3.1 million. I don't see myself activating that anytime soon, even if it's for domestic clubs. Oh god, Ferencváros can go for him sooner rather than later, couldn't they? I am scared of that. Do not do it, please. But yes, we've done well in the league, and let's now review the season as we go forward from here. Understandably, the board are delighted because, well, we won the league title a lot earlier than I was expecting it to be done. Budapest was the signing of the season, 9 goals, 8 assists, a free transfer. It makes a lot of sense. Fink, who we spent £750,000 for, wasn't amazing this year, and I start to wonder if I made a mistake spending all that money on him. Though if we can get some money back from some of these players, that would be outstanding. Because we won the league, I'm thinking we can make a lot of money this season. I really do. And despite everything, we made some good money. We even sold a youngster for £130,000 who I didn't bring up at the time. And I still can't believe we managed to get £130,000 for someone who was not in my plans. He did get 6 goals and an assist, mind you, but there you go. We got some good money in this year, so clearly we know how to make some money. We did send a load of players out on loan, some for potentially permanent signings, others not so much, but it's interesting to see what we can do from here, isn't it? Even if some people are not happy with my loan business, potentially. Not ideal. But still, we were only meant to qualify for the Europa Conference League, a top 4 finish. We won the league outright, so we finished 16 points clear of dropping out of the top 4. And this is our best season to date so far, understandably so. We were knocked out of the Europa League by Derry City, which is still a disappointment, quite frankly. And we're knocked out by Real Betis in the Conference League, who are actually in the final of the Europa Conference League, so we'll talk about that later. We got to the semi-final of the Magyar Kupa, so we know we could do that. And the fact that Ferencváros did win the trophy in the end says a lot. Remember the 4-0 victory against Vasas was very much one of those things to be excited about. It was the biggest win of the year. The match to remember was a 2-1 victory against FCSB, literally the second game of the year. And the goal of the season was scored by Boxay, and he had a lot of goals as season contenders, didn't he? Unsurprisingly, this is the goal of the year. It was an outstanding free kick. Who can blame them for saying that's the goal of the year, eh? As we look at the finances, we look at everything here, and there's a lot of money being made. Sponsorship is up. Prize money is up. Everything is up. Though it was only the sponsorship and prize money that went up a lot, but a good season in that regards. We made £359,000 in merchandise with about 3,500 shirts being sold. And the fact we're getting so much money is really promising, to say the least. And you wouldn't have thought that this was a team good enough to win the title when you look at the average ratings of the players, and some players have underperformed, though my midfield three absolutely performed magnificently. I think that's the strongest part of my team right now, and it would take a good signing to replace any of those players right now. It really would. The fact that my back line isn't perfect at all, and my goalkeeper is probably one of my weakest positions, and my striking position is one of my worst, if not the worst, position in the entire team for average rating, really says a lot about how lucky we've been to get this title. So here are the accolades. We are the Manager of the Year. Palaversa was the Signing and Fans Player of the Year. Boxe was the Young Player of the Year. And he got the Goal of the Season. No, Caceres got the most goals with 13, despite the fact he started mostly as a central midfielder. Dorian Matthias got 13 assists again, showing that he's really good. And Palaversa got the most Player of the Match awards and the highest average rating. Boxe actually completed the most passes per 90 minutes, which is really useful. And Palaversa has broken some records here. Boxe also broke a record for the worst discipline, and we gave some young talent some extra first-team football for the first time. Esvan Hovef being the person who's done that. I think it's our most expensive signing, and I imagine that will be broken at some point in the future. Well, Ekdal is the oldest goal scorer for the club in our history and will retire with that accolade to his name. I don't know how long it'll be before that is broken. Understandably, history in the making, our fantastic start helped us win this trophy, and it was a fantastic start to the year. I still can't believe we managed to win a title. And the title line is this: understandably, they're very happy with how things went, and it's just exciting, you know? We did have some things that we tried to do, and it's still amazing to me that Brewer was the runner-up for signing of the season last year. That might be broken now. We might have actually found someone who could do that. The fact we managed to get some academy players come through our system this year, three of them, in fact, this season have made their debuts. We made 100 games in management, and we came from 3-0 down to get a 3-3 draw, and we won the league. So clearly, we're doing well for ourselves. The supporter profile has definitely changed. We gained 100,000 social media followers as a result of that title win. And I don't think we're going to be worrying about the stadium not being filled for a while, because despite everything, we've not really filled up yet. And they've changed a few things. They've actually added some things back to this list. So developer players using the youth system, we did that. Play entertaining and defensively solid football, we did that. We made the most of set pieces because we had the players who could do it. And the counter-attacking football wasn't perfect, but we did our best. They want us to be competitive against Fanfars, which we did. Finish above Budapest in the league, which we did. And then qualify for the Europa League, which we can do. So it's a very good team now. As for the club vision expectations, well, they don't want me to talk about the rivals as such, but everything else that was talked about, they want us to talk about. Develop players using the youth system, play defensively solid, counter-attacking and entertaining football, and make the most of set pieces, work within the wage budget, grow the reputation of the club. And then this year, be competitive in the Champions League and qualify for the Europa League. And over the next couple of years, continue to qualify for the Europa League and then challenge for a domestic cup, which is honestly just a semi-final appearance, right? Yes, just a semi-final appearance. We've got 2 years left on our current deal. We are in a very good position right now to do good things. I've already had a team meeting with the players, but what I'm going to be doing is going forward to seeing who's won the European competitions and to see if Real Betis, who knocked us out of the Conference League, ended up winning the whole thing. Let's find out together, shall we? Okay, we've gone to the end of the season, and Fiorentina beat Real Betis in the Europa Conference League final. I generally hadn't realised they'd gone to the final. I think it's their third final as well, to add insult to injury at this point. It is literally their third final. They lost their first two, so they're the first team to not only get to 2 finals, but also lose 2 finals. They've finally broken their duck, and they've won their first final. So happy days for Fiorentina. They've actually done it at long last. It's just only taken them 3 finals to do it. Roma beat Chelsea in the Europa League final, which really adds insult to injury in this point. That's 2 Italian clubs winning 2 European finals so far, and that's Chelsea losing 2 European finals in 2 years. Can Italian clubs complete the hat-trick? Yes, they can. AC Milan have beaten PSG in the Champions League final to complete the hat-trick of Italian clubs winning the big ones. And unlike a few years ago where Italian clubs lost every single final, this time around, Italian clubs have won every single final. And in fact, it's the second Italian club to have won the Champions League in the last 2 years. Napoli did it last year, so things are going well for them. But now I want to talk about our season and our time here, and we've only got £42,500 in the bank, despite the fact we've got a transfer budget of £381,000, so I'm hoping that can be changed sooner rather than later. That being said, our projection is starting to progress and go up and up and up, so hopefully it'll do better before it gets worse. And hopefully, being in Europe will give us the money we need to finally start pushing the club in the direction I want to push it in, despite the fact we've won the league title this year. And in the end, we should go over this. Hungary got 12th place in the nation coefficient place race, and Italy, with their 3 final wins, got 2nd place. England still got top, but it is what it is. France only got 4th, so Germany down in 5th. Maybe a surprise. Turkey in 6th? Is that a shock or not? I don't know. I'm just hoping that we can do better in the upcoming seasons and keep this kind of form up. Because top 12 every year consistently, that's an extra place in Europe. I'd love to get at least 2 teams in the Champions League in the next coming years, but right now, we only have 1, so it'll take some time to get there, unfortunately for us. It'd be nice to have a team that's not in the second qualifying round of the Champions path in the upcoming seasons right now. Hopefully, we should be going up at least 1 place, going to Bulgaria, who are not losing a badge. They actually gained on the years they're losing, but they didn't have a year that they could say they were proud of, unlike a few years ago. This is our best year in a very long time, and we're getting closer to some of the nations above us, and we're losing a very bad year next year, so I like to think we can gain more places next season. We also got linked with Freiburg at the end of the season after they sacked their manager, and I don't think we'd even had a last game of the year at this point, so that was a bit of a surprise. And understandably, the board were delighted with the fact I said I wasn't interested in the role. I have no reason to want to leave when I've just won the top flight and I want to build up the nation of Hungary. Why would I go to Germany, even if it's a top flight German team? They finished in 12th place last year. They got great facilities, so that's something I need to aim for this club. And they got good money. But why would I want to go to Freiburg when I'm doing good things in Hungary? I'd like for you guys to answer that question for me. But as we look at the players, I realize we've only had like 5 players that did well in all of the average ratings. And we only had 2 players that got double figures in goals, and it was not a striker. Both players who got double figures for goals can play a striker, but that's not ideal to say the least. Our top goal scorers for strikers, they both got 8 goals. And they weren't exactly amazing either. Joseph is a bit of a flop, an average rating of a 6.65. And Babel, mostly came from the bench, got a 6.8 rating. And I will say, not been our best season at all, and I need to really work on a few things going forward. So if I was to replace some of the players right now, who would be my first team plans next year? I will say, out of the teams that are in my first team plans this year, there only are 5 players this year that will stay in my plans. Though Kusera would be my first team plans going next year. He had a good loan spell out this year, and I really think he could do good things for me. Zemzemi, despite everything, actually had a bad season with just an average rating of a 6.73, so I might look to get rid of him or replace him. I haven't decided yet. And my other centre-back, I genuinely don't know if I have the strength in centre-back right now, unless I decide to go with fully youth and just do that, which might be a bit risky going forward. I know that Fink wasn't amazing this year, though at the same time, we might just go with him anyway. But there's a few players who are also wanted. He's wanted by Leeds United, so do I go with players that are wanted or do I not? Padaverso is also wanted. He's wanted by Sampdoria, so if I get money for him, I don't plan on selling him because I think he's too good to let go of at this point in time. But if I get a good offer, what would I sell him for? That's a question I'd like to get an answer from you guys about. How much would you sell this guy for if you got an offer coming in? Looking at the pre-season odds after the season's finished, we're now predicted to be the second best team in the entire division. Clearly, our title win has given us a bump in what the media think we can do now, and that's a good sign. But I also want to see what you think of the team. But I'm also going to end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, sirs. I hope you guys will like and share this video, and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. What do you think of our second season in the top flight, and how far do you think we can get in the Champions League next season? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on all of that down below. But anyway, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.